It was late at night when I ordered delivery and left a note saying to leave it at the door, no need to call. A few minutes later, the courier replied, telling me not to use notes like that again, complaining about the delivery fee. I lost my temper and sent him a string of insults. About 10 minutes later, there was a knock. The food was sitting neatly outside my door, but the courier was gone. I picked up the bag, ready to eat, when my phone buzzed. He texted, "Craving ice cream." My stomach dropped. There was ice cream in my order. Exactly 1 cup. I wondered if he had opened my food. I checked the hallway. It was silent. Empty. My heart started pounding. I shut the door and checked everything. Nothing was missing. The ice cream was still there. So he was just messing with me. I tried to ignore it, but as I was about to eat, I remembered all the stories online about couriers tampering with food. We had just argued. I had yelled at him. And yet he delivered it without a word. Was he really that kind? I leaned in and smelled the food. Nothing strange. Then another message appeared. He called me beautiful and asked if I could share half my ice cream, saying he carried it upstairs for me, and that eating alone wasn't very nice. My hands went cold. Did that mean he was still here? Had he seen me take the food inside? I crept toward the peephole and looked out, but there was nothing. I messaged him back, asking if he put something in my food and warning him I would report him. He replied immediately, telling me to relax and that he was heading to his next order. I started typing a complaint, but before I could submit it, another message came through. He apologized and said that since I didn't report him, he wanted to warn me that someone was watching me. I snapped back, accusing him of enjoying this. He said it was something another courier once told him, and then closed the chat. I thought about continuing the complaint, but I was exhausted. I ate a little and went to bed. Just as I was drifting off, something felt wrong. Where was my cat? Milo was usually always around me at night, but ever since I brought the delivery inside, I hadn't seen him. I called his name. Nothing. I searched the bedroom and found him crouched in the corner, shaking, staring at the space beneath my bed. My chest tightened. What if the courier hadn't been lying? What if someone really was watching me? And judging by Milo's eyes, that person might already be inside. I suddenly remembered that I used to let Milo wander the hallway at night and had installed a camera by my door so he wouldn't get lost. With trembling hands, I opened the app and watched myself unlock the door, Milo stepping outside. A man appeared and reached down to pet him. Milo bolted back inside. The man stood at my door for a moment, then slipped in. That was when I was in the bathroom, removing my makeup. Someone had entered my home. I forced myself to stay calm. If I rushed out, he'd know I'd noticed. Maybe he was under my bed, watching me, waiting. I grabbed my phone and dialed 911, speaking calmly, pretending to talk about my delivery order. The dispatcher asked if I was in danger. I gave my address and kept the line open. Afterward, I reached for the fruit knife on my desk. The moment I stood up, there was a soft scraping sound beneath the bed. I froze. Had he heard the call? I unlocked my phone, about to message the police, when cold fingers wrapped around my ankle. I screamed, kicked, and shouted for help. But the harder I struggled, the heavier my head felt. My vision blurred, and I collapsed. When I woke up, everything was black. I was tied to a chair. Hands rested on my shoulders. The man stood behind me, admiring me. I asked what he wanted, and begged him to let me go, promising not to tell the police. He laughed and said it was obvious. When I tried to bargain, he covered my mouth. The ropes were tight. I begged and cried, but he didn't stop. All I wanted was to live. I swore that if I survived, I'd make him pay. Tears streamed down my face, and then there was nothing. Before I died, I finally understood that he never planned to let me live. The humiliation and rage swallowed me whole. Then, I opened my eyes. I was standing in front of my mirror, fully dressed, my apartment quiet and normal. For a moment, I didn't know what was real, until the pain returned, too real to ignore. My phone buzzed, craving ice cream. I stared at the screen. The delivery bag on the table had just been opened, and the courier hadn't marked it delivered yet. I waited. 1 minute later, 2 messages appeared, calling me beautiful and asking to share my ice cream, saying he carried it upstairs for me, and that eating alone wasn't very nice. I knew it. I was back. If I could predict his messages, then the man was already inside. Milo would be gone. My legs shook as I crept to the door and flung it open, running into the hallway. I pressed the elevator button, but it was too slow, so I turned for the stairs. The door behind me opened. Footsteps followed, fast and close. I ran, telling myself there would be people downstairs and he wouldn't dare. I glanced back and saw him close now, head down, reaching for me. I didn't want to die. Not like that. Not again. And just as his hand stretched out, I missed a step and fell.